Hello and welcome to another edition of Luminar Coffee Break. I'm your host, Vanelli. Now, our topic today is how to photograph and edit a high-key portrait. Now, I'm sure you've seen high-key portraits before, and that's where the background is totally blown out. It's pure white, and the light is wrapping around the subject beautifully. And there's a couple different ways we can accomplish this, and I'll walk you guys through all of those, all right? So let's dive right in. So here I am with, once again, the beautiful model, Ashley. So with this particular shot, let's do before and after. Here's the original image. And here's what we're going to do to make it look high key. Now I'm going to take it right from the very beginning. And let's come over to the history palette, or the history tool. And I'm going to come all the way to the bottom. Now here's the original image. Notice, when I photographed this, she was in a position where the negative space is over here, and it was going to be used for a perfect ad, but look where her shoulder is. So this was actually a throwaway shot. This was a shot that we weren't going to use. But because I crop it in a certain way, now it's a shot we can use. And if you notice the background, again, like I said, the background itself is pure white. And to get that background to be pure white, there's a couple things we need to do. One way is to use, and I'm going to pull it up for you real quick. It's called the Highlight by Lasolite. Here it is. Hello, Julie. Hello, Harry. Oh, Texas, you have our prayers are sent your way. Harry, I hope everything's working out good for you. All right, so here we are. This is the Lasolite High Key, the one that I use. The one I actually use is this one right here. But look at the price of that. If you're not doing a lot of these portraits, that's a really expensive piece of tool to have. So what you can do instead is if you have another softbox, let's say it's 3 foot by 4 foot, you could stick that behind the subject's head and get this beautiful high-key look right here. You can get the same look if you're photographing, let's say, wine glasses or wine bottles. You could grab a smaller one and do the same thing. So we'll go from there. Julie, are you saying it's buffering? Let's hope not. All right, so let's come over here and what I want to do is crop it. Let's see what it looks like. Nope, I'm going to bring it in even tighter. And let's do it freeform. And you know my thoughts about cropping up at the headline, I have no problem. But you know what, for this particular image, let's do a square. There we go. And bring it in. All right. Now, here's one of the problems with high key. This looks really good, but we want to really make it dramatic. Notice when I lit the front, if you look really, really close, oh, let me get in again. There it is. Look at her eyes. You'll see I had 2 strip lights because I wanted a unique catch light into the eyes. So we're going to work with this. And what I want to do is actually add more light to her. So let's come to templates. And with templates, I've already created one for us. And under this, it's called Romantic Mystery. Okay, let's see. Or is it High Key? Nope, it was High Key. All right, so it's High Key. Now, here we are. Look at this. Look at the before and after. Look at her eyes. Before, after. Look how incredible that looks with just one click. Now, let's examine a couple things. I'm going to come over to the Edit panel, and under Creative, let's check out Glow. Here's before and after. So you see what Glow just did for us? Glow accentuated the high key. It brought that light and wrapped it around her and just gave her that pleasing, look at this, before and after. You could decide how much of that strength you want. You could have a little or a lot. You could also come down and see what the Orton effect would do. Now, with the Orton effect, I hit the advanced button. Here, we can have more contrast to the scene. And we can back it off just a little bit. There we go. So the Orton effects look good. So what I'm getting at is high key is going to give you so many choices that you could do, that you could use for editing. To shoot it, you saw how simple it was. We put her up against a white background. We know the background's going to turn pure white. So when we photograph her, we have to balance the amount of light that hits her to where it fills her and keeps the light behind her nice and bright. All right? So let me crank this up a little bit more. Face. Here's where I can relight just the face. Watch this. I turn it off and on. So looking at this, I realized, honestly, I was about maybe a third of a stop off when I took this photo. Had I had my computer with me, and as I took the shot, it would come up into the computer. I would see that the face would be too dark. I would just quickly increase the lights. But look how cool it is after the fact. So my mistake, Luminar was able to quickly fix it with that face relighting. And now the eyes. She already has beautiful eyes. What we want to do is bring them out even more. So look, before and after. And here is one of the settings that people are missing. Change the color of the eye. Here's the original color. Now, I'm going to come in. Let's say change them to blue. Brown. Well, I like brown. I had gray last time. Good. And actually, I'm going to keep it with gray. We can even get crazy if you wanted and do like cat eyes. That's entirely up to you. But in all seriousness, if we were to do like cat eyes like this, I would probably spend a few extra bucks and buy the contacts that are cat eyes. Because if I'm going to photograph, let's say, 30 images of her, I want that to be a consistent. So I would actually get contacts. So I don't have to do that in Luminar. But if I wanted to, I could. So there it is here. And now to continue with the edit, I want to do one more, and people should be asking this, what about the high key look? Here's before, here's after. So here's without the high key. So inside Luminar, we already have a tool called high key. But it's going to work if you photograph the image as a high key. If I photographed her on a black background, this high key tool is not going to look good because it's not the correct image to do that with. So here we are. I love the fact that, look, I can wrap the light even more. And look at this. I can control the black point to make it even darker. Contrast. Let's bring that down just a little. Right about, ooh, that looks good right there. Look at that. So here we are before, which is a very good image. And now, here's an image that we would probably end up using for, let's say, a Facebook profile photo. It could be used for, if we cropped it in like this and added more white to the opposite side, we could use it for an ad, let's say for perfume, cologne, or maybe for the ring or for the jewelry. All right? Now, one thing you should be asking, when you shoot high key, look at the fringe around the hair. That's a characteristic of it because, let me turn it off. Look at that. The light is shining through so much that it's chopping off some of the hair. This is where you have to make a decision. Do we go through and just use the dodge tool and burn the hair back in? Use the erase tool and just erase it? That's entirely up to you. The goal of today was to show you guys how to photograph a high key image and then how to edit it. So one more time, when we talk about photographing the high key image, it's extremely important that the background, let's say I go up to the background and I use a light meter, or if you don't have a light meter, you just take a picture, and let's say you shoot it at f8 and it's pure white. Well, now guess what? F8 lets in a lot of light. Lets in a little bit of light. If I moved it to F4, that's going to let in a lot more light. So now that white gets completely blown out, and then Ashley is going to become more in focus. Then you photograph and you put light onto her to where it's balanced. Again, this is where a light meter comes in. And what a light meter will do is measure the light that's hitting her, and you can balance it all the way through. All right? So let's check out some of the comments. Good. And yes, we're very concerned. By the way, our buddy Harry is coming in from Texas. And we just want to make sure that everything is fine. All right. So guys, that's it. Just wanted to, again, show you the next lesson. I'm going to show you how to do creative cropping. How to do creative cropping with portraits. And a lot of times it'll help save an image that you thought for sure was ruined. All right. Well, hey guys, I'm Ellie. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.